It was December 1996. My girlfriend and I just broke up. So a couple of buddies of mine decided I needed to get away and put all the nonsense that woman had put me through behind me, even though I was guilty of a fair share of it. So we went to, of all places, Hot Springs, Arkansas. I'd always wanted to go, and they said that hot springs there truly did have some sort of a healing quality, almost magical quality to them. So we spent a fantastic weekend in Hot Springs, got drunk, bathed in the springs themselves, snuck out of our hotel room, raided the mini fridge in other people's hotels. I was about 22, 23 at the time, so I have an excuse for that ignorant type of behavior. It was so cold, and mist and fog and drizzle from rain made the roof ridiculously slippery. One of my buddies almost fell off. I forget which of us was coherent enough to realize that it was a very, very bad idea to be playing around on a roof of a hotel that we'd just broken into at least 5 rooms, drank all the liquor out of the mini fridges, so we decided to go back inside. I was starting to sober up and still somewhat heartbroken. I took a walk. There was a stream near our hotel. It wasn't very wide, wasn't very deep, but it flowed. You can tell that the hotel management took care to decorate the part of the stream that flowed past their hotel. There were park benches and picnic areas. As I walked along this stream, I saw something very strange. Now, mind you, this is in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's not like this is a jungle. As I approached the tree line, the path to the left went back towards more hotels, a restaurant. The path towards the right went towards this rural-looking area, very, very thick trees. I don't know if there was any businesses behind them or not, but I didn't want to find out because, again, it was nighttime and it was very, very thick. There was no lights in this part of the park that they had built around the stream. In between the thicker part of the forest and the forest that bled into business areas like the hotels and restaurants was the stream. On that stream, which wasn't very deep, I saw a large, ridiculously large figure that looked like it had ears on the top of its head, walking back and forth through the stream. You could hear its feet sloshing the water. First, I thought it was one of my idiot friends who had decided to do something else ridiculous, maybe catch pneumonia, but that was a very, very short and brief thought. Again, it was very, very cold, and who would wander around in water in that type of temperature? That and it didn't explain the unnaturally dark color or the Batman-like ears that stuck out from the top of its head. It was still a good 65 yards away from me, but I could see it plain as day, even with the limited light. As I drew nearer, I stopped and was hit with just terrible fear. I had a very uneasy sense about this figure, this being. As I stopped and stared at this creature, my heart began to beat faster and faster. I thought I was going to have a panic attack. I'd also noticed that it picked up its pacing and sloshing through the creek. I slowly began to retreat. I started backing up in my own footsteps. Once I had moved back at least 20 yards, it stopped right in the middle of the creek and looked at me. I froze, still as a statue. All I could think of was my girlfriend. All the problems that we'd had fell in comparison to what I was looking at. I knew death was right behind this creature. Like a lightning flash, it charged me on 2 feet, and then it dropped down to all 4. And it cleared the space of 40 yards like it was nothing. Like a fool, I stood there and watched it until I realized what was taking place. It almost took my mind a minute to catch up because the scene was so surreal. I turned and sprinted back towards the hotel as fast as I could. I was an athlete in high school, so I got some speed on me. That's when I realized this thing was behind me the entire time. I could feel its breath on the back of my neck. I could smell it. It smelled like death. I could hear its feet hitting the moist ground. I ran even faster. And all of a sudden, it stopped. I didn't care to look back. I just kept running. I made it back to the hotel, went up to my room. My friends were already passed out. Unfortunately, I couldn't sleep, nor would I be able to sleep for the next 4 days. The entire trip was ruined. Everyone thought that I had gotten a hold of some bad drugs or was hallucinating, or maybe I did fall off the roof and hit my head, but I told them the exact same thing I'm telling you now. Of course, they didn't believe me. I've never seen anything like this creature before, nor have I since. I pray that everyone stays safe. You know, I really wasn't a religious person until I had this experience. Then I started reading the Bible, attending church every now and then. If that monster is real, then other things that we were told aren't have to be.